What's going on, folks? I want to make this video to show you all what a window regulator is and some of the things that can go wrong with your window regulator that basically cause you to have to replace it or to repair it. This right here is your window regulator pretty much. What makes your window go up and down in your vehicle when you put your switch, when you hit your switch on your door panel. So a lot of times if your window's not working, first of all, what you would want to do is double check to make sure that your switch is not bad. And a lot of times if your switch is not, say the window on your driver's side is not working, sometimes you can actually do a jump technique to be able to bypass that switch to make sure that it's not your switch that's bad. But if you did all that pretty much and you notice your switch is working good because you bypassed it, you switched it out, got a new one, it's still not working. Next, of course, you want to check your fuses to make sure that your fuse is good. But if the rest of your windows are working and you got one that's not working, most likely your problem is going to be something to do with this right here, which is called your window regulator. So some of the common problems that you can have with this is, if you can see right here, first of all, this is the motor right here. This is your window regulator motor. This is actually what allows for your window power, what allows for the power that make your window go up and down. So of course, if this goes bad, it'll make it not do nothing at all, or sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. And if this was your problem, a lot of times to change this out, you'll have like 4 screws on here that you could take out and you would be able to completely replace this motor by itself. But a lot of times it also could be the actual window regulator system itself, which is made up of like a pulley system. If you can see right here, this is like a metal line right here pretty much that's going around this top part right here, which is that goes up here around this pulley system that's basically pulling your window up or pushing it down pretty much with this line. So a lot of times what can happen is this metal line right here could become very frayed, meaning that you can have little pieces of metal that begin to stick out on this metal line. And when that happens is, it'll cause it to get stuck. And these pulleys right here, when it's supposed to be pulling it up or pulling it down, it'll get stuck. And a lot of times when that's happening, what you'll hear is a lot of weird noises when you're trying to put your window up or down. You'll hear like a lot of crackling sounds, which a lot of times means that this metal line right here is no longer any good, and you're going to need to go ahead and buy you a new whole window regulator system. Now another thing also that can go wrong, if you see these pieces right here, it's like a little mouth right here. This is actually the part that your window sets inside of. Your window sets inside of these. I'm going to show you an example. Get a piece of paper. Like I said, so your window would set right inside of like this. It's like an open on both sides of it. It sets inside of there, and it goes all the way across to the other side, which is right here. So your window basically will be sitting inside of these 2 openings like that holds the window. But sometimes what can happen is these actual pieces right here that actually hold your window can break. And if that was to break, what happens is now what your window would do is, instead of it being straight across like it should be, this say the front one was broke, now your window's going to fall in like that. So when you're letting your window say up or something, only one side of it is going to basically come up because this side over here has broken off, or this side over here can break off. And like I said, if that was to happen, what you're going to have is when you let your window up or down, only one side is going to work correctly. It's going to come up crooked if this one's broke. When this side's going up, it's going to make the window come up in a crooked manner, because this window piece right here that's going to go up on this track is going to lift up, and this one's not. So your window's going to be basically not coming up the way it should be. One half of it's going to be falling down inside of your door pretty much. And these are like some of the things pretty much that go wrong with window regulators. Like I said, you could have a bad motor, which is here. You could have the lines right here that could be frayed to where when the pulley system is pulling it, it's getting stuck inside the system because it's frayed. Or as well as you can have this right here, which is actually the window holder itself, that can basically be broken or become loose to where it's not tight on your window. You can see this. I'm going to show you on this side. If you look right here, on this one right here, there's actually a screw right here. And when you put your window in there, what's supposed to happen is this screw right here is tightened down, and what the screw is doing is squeezing against your window. That's what makes your window stay tight against this piece right here. Stay tight against your window is this screw right here screws into this right here, and it tightens this down on your window pretty much. So of course, if you have to change this out to get your window out of your window regulator, this is how you would do it. You would take I think on this one right here, maybe like a size 8 or 10 screw. You take some type of a wrench or something like that, and you just want to loosen that screw. And when you do that, it opens up, loosens this part right here, which then allows for your window itself to slide out. And of course, if your window got broken and you're trying to change out or put a new window inside of it, you will have to loosen this right here. And if you see inside of that mouth right there, that's where the window would be at. If your window got broke, it'll be glass a lot of time. It's still stuck inside of there because it was still tight against it. So what you'll have to do is clean this out. You don't have to normally remove this from your vehicle to do it. You'll have to let use your button to let this go down low enough so you can get access to it to clean it out pretty much, to get all that glass out before you try to put a new window in it. If you try to stick a new window inside of here without taking out the glass, it's not going to go down there correctly because it's going to be full of old glass from the old window that got broken. So if you're changing out a window, you want to make sure that you clean this out right here. And that way it's nice and clean like that. And a lot of times also it's like a rubber piece. You put it back on, you want to make sure that rubber piece is on there correctly. Sometimes it could pop up like that, but you don't want metal to be pressing against your glass window. So just make sure that your rubber piece is in there like that pretty much, and that should be good. And also, like say you basically bought you a new regulator, and what you're going to be doing is putting it in. But before you put a new regulator in here, especially if you got the one from a junkyard. Now if you bought a new one, it should be good. But if you got one, say from the junkyard or something like that, what you can do is test it before you put it inside of your vehicle. And to test it, what you would need is, normally what you could do is you can get you like a jump starter, which is like a 12-volt car jumper. So what you would want to do is, and if you're going to be testing it, if this part right here is all the way, say, up to the top, okay, then you don't want test it to where you make the window go up even more, because if you do, it can cause this to actually come off a track. So you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is make sure and figure out which way, when you're testing it, it's going to make this go up or down. On this one right here, which comes out of I believe it's like a Chevy vehicle, like a Chevy Avalanche or Chevy Tahoe or something like that, and it could be the same for most of them. It's a reverse polarity, which means that depends on which one of these little connectors in here has the power going to it, determines which way that this is going to go. So to test this, I already worked out on this one that if I put the hot, show you inside of here, there's two pieces in there. I don't know if you can see right inside of there, there's two connectors that's inside of there. So depending on which one of those has the hot or the neutral, it's going to determine which way it goes. So I'm just taking like some little gator clips right here. You got to be careful to make sure that you don't let these touch inside of there. So I'm just taking some little clips like that, and I'm just clipping the ends. Like I said, it's best to use something that has an insulation in between them. That way they won't touch, because you definitely don't want them to touch it, because it could mess up the motor. These two little clips inside of it like that. And then what I'm going to do is take my jumper. Since I know that on this motor right here, the pin that's facing up is the one that if I give that one power, it's going to make the motor go down. And that's what I want to do. Like I said, you want to be careful not to make the motor go up if it's too close to the top already, because it can actually make it jump off a track. and if it does that, you may have a problem getting it back on there. So all I'm doing now is just taking these little gator clips and I'm connecting it to my battery jumper, my car jumper, which gives it 12 volts. So now I'm double checking to make sure these are not touching. Now as you can see, I got my clips on the connectors inside the motor right here. Like I said, make sure that you don't let them to touch. So it's best if you got some type of a gator clips that has like protection around them. These have a little bit on it, but pretty much it's kind of cheap, so they kind of fall back off and make it kind of hard to snap it on there. But once you get it in there, making sure it's not touching, like I said on this motor, if you have one like this, the pin that's facing this side of it, if you look at your window regulator, if it looks like this, that pin that faces up on this side of it, if you put the power to that pin, it's going to make your window, the thing that moves your window, go down and by the polarity. So therefore I'm connecting, you can see right here, I got the yellow one going to the red part of my jumper, and I got the green wire going to the black, which is like the negative. So when I give it some power, what you should see if this thing is working correctly is this should go down. And so will the other one on the other side. You may be able to see that one. But the other one do the same thing. But it should go down, telling me that it's working. So I'm about to do it now. I'm about to give it a little power. See how it went down? See how it's going down? That tells me that that's working going down. Now, to make this go back up, remember I don't want it to go all the way up, because it could jump off a track. So all I have to do now is to reverse the polarity, which is now just to change the power. So now the one that I had on the negative, I'm going to attach it to the positive one. And the one that I had on the positive, I'm going to attach to the negative. And also you want to make sure that your cables aren't touching. And before you do it, double check again and make sure that your clips are not touching in the inside, because it can short it out. So now when I give it power, it should make this go up if it's working correctly. See, it's going up. I'm stopping it here because you don't want to let it go all the way up here, because it can come off a track. You may have a problem getting it back on, it can mess it up. So once again, this is the way that you would be able to test your window regulator to make sure that it's working fine before you install it in your vehicle. It's by jumping it with a 12-volt car jumper and just connecting your wires in the inside. Like I said, I would recommend you use some better clips. That way you don't have a problem with the two wires inside of it touching, which could short something out. Pretty simple to put them on your vehicle and take them off. The hardest part you may have is taking off your panel from the door to get access to it. Alright, once again folks, this is how you can test your window regulator to make sure it's working correctly before you install it, as well as what could be wrong with your window regulator if you're having problems. There's three major things. Your motor could be bad, which is what this is. The wire right here, the pulley system, the wire on it could be messed up to where it's making like a loud crackling sound, meaning this pulley system's getting stuck or it's frayed. Or these clips right here that actually hold your window in place, these could break off. And if that happens, of course, your window may fall down on one side because that's broken off. But like I said, before you worry about checking any of these things out, the first thing you should do is make sure your switch is working good by changing that switch out, or even by testing that switch to make sure that it's good. If, like I said, if it's on a passenger side door, and you could take one out of your rear and switch those two out to double check to make sure it is your switch by doing it that way. But alright folks, once again, this is how you would be testing a window regulator, as well as some of the common problems that go wrong with them, the reason why your window may not be coming up or down. Alright, please check out our other helpful videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.